Hello, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the VR chat. Um, how to make a Rainbow Six Siege VR chat character slash operator. As you may have been able to tell, the last video had no audio until the very end. That's on me. I didn't check to see if it was this mic that was recording, which I really wish it was, but it wasn't, sadly. So this version will have audio for the microphone. So the video I put out last night, it got a bunch of copyright claims, so I had to delete it. And I wanted to make these tutorials as perfect as possible, but obviously you can tell that I screwed up with Frost. But hopefully you guys are able to use those videos or at least the video footage to use it or try to get it done properly. The entire video goes over everything you need to do and what you need to have. So, like I was showing, what I was showing you guys is all of these websites. And if you're not familiar with them already, I know a lot of people aren't familiar with this one. This is the Russian website where I got all the actual skins for the characters. If it would load for me, that would be great. Basically, you download the characters from this website, and then it goes to a MediaFire folder, and it'll give you what you want. Mixamo is a program made by Adobe, and you can go and get your skins mapped out, or your character mapped out and everything. Then you need Unity. Unity is one of the main parts in this. You're going to need Unity to do the texturing, texturing. You're going to need them to do basically everything. Blender comes in when we need the guns done. So if you want the gun to turn into an FBX, we need to have Blender to do that. As you'll see, when I have to lower the resolution of the character and the meshes, I needed this. This is Mesh Online, or LOD or whatever. And basically you use this to make your character able to be fit into the game. So first of all, we're going to bring up the finished product of what we had, or at least what we had finished. And I'm thinking about maybe going and getting like maybe a red dot or a reflex sight for the gun. I'm pretty sure in the last video I showed you guys. Is Frost not working? Looks like another unit. Okay, so it's already up. Don't need to worry about that. There we go. She's already up and ready. So this tutorial is obviously going to show you how to put a gun in your character's hand. So first of all, we got to go find that gun file, which we will do now. Basically, what you do is you go to your VR chat. I have a VR chat folder with all my stuff in it. I have one with gun attachments and stuff in it, but Frost doesn't get an ACOG, and that's the only thing I have in there so far. So we won't worry about that too much. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and find the gun, which is this, the sub-fusil 9mm C1 .blend.fbx. So originally it used to be a Blender file, and then it got swapped over into an FBX file. So what we'll do is we'll just throw it straight into assets, and it will pop up in there. If we want to find a reflex sight, we just type in reflex sight 3D model. That's how I find like everything. So we want something kind of like this. That's the little green square kind that I really like in the game. That might be a little bit too big. Is that for download, or is that just for looks? Oh, no, that's not the right kind. It's got a little red dot though, which is nice. This one's not for download either anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Reflex Sight. And you just kind of keep going through, checking. This one has a download. Yeah, that's a regular Reflex Sight. It looks like it's straight from Roblox or something. Scope downloads. There's a holographic sight, which we might actually have to go for if we don't find the right kind. Oh, we got Turbosquid. Turbosquid usually has some good stuff. Let's see, price. Let's go for free because we want to keep this tutorial free. Got a free Holotech EOTech 552. There's the little. I think we'll use. Yeah, that's the one that they have in game. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go to that. Check it out. Make sure it looks good. That looks fantastic to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to click that download button. It's an OBS. Oh man, I need to log into Turbosquid. I haven't logged in such a long time since my game making days. Okay, so we're going to go over and put our email address in. Hopefully it's not my old student email address because that would screw me over. Let's try that. Okay, that didn't work. I know it's one of my old emails, so hopefully that didn't work. Okay, I may have to rejoin Turbosquid. I haven't used Turbosquid in forever, so I'll just join Turbosquid. There we go. Oh shoot, I should have clicked do not receive. Oh well. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna skip. There it is. It's like, do you want to purchase this item? And we're gonna download the FBX, so we don't have to worry about throwing it into Blender and then turning it into an FBX. So we've got our little. Oh, my thing just went away. That's fantastic. Where'd it go? Come back here, Turbosquid. Okay, so we got our little our little sight in here now. I'm just gonna drop it in here and then plop it on. Oh, shut up, email. Throw it in here. We're gonna make it bigger, and we're gonna have to do the combining of the two down here. Oh, actually, just drop it in. See where it goes. Okay, that's way too big. So we're gonna have to scale this down, obviously. Let's see how big the sight is. That's fairly normal size, so we'll not worry about that sizing, but we will worry about the gun sizing because that's just too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the gun. Don't worry about touching the parts and stuff of the gun, so we just take the scaling piece, scale it all the way down. Something along the lines of the actual size of the gun. So let's see, where is that red dot? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to grab it, bring it as close as we can to. We're going to have to paint both of these, to be honest, as well. Okay. That seems about right for a little red dot. And if I remember correctly, the scope or the slash scope rail is around the center of the magazine well area. Here, let's give it a good 9mm C1 3D model. We'll just do that because I know it pulls up a picture of the gun. It's a little bit in front of the model, actually, or in front of the magazine well. So we'll just drop it here. Make sure it's on straight. We'll give it a 90 degrees. We'll pull it forward a little bit. Think about right there would probably work. Come on, there we go. And then we'll bring it over so it's kind of centered. Bring it up. I mean, it's going to look like it's phasing, but right now, that's really all I can do. And let's see, is that too big or too small? I think the gun might be a little bit too big still, so we might have to scale that down. a little bit. But what we'll do right now is we'll throw that into here so we can just move it all around. So let's get it all lined up. So you want to get it lined up with the hand. Make sure that I'm just going to do rotation on the X. 180. Nope. Not X. Maybe it's the Y. I can't remember. Negative. No. Negative 180. Nope. Not 180. 90. There we go. And then do a Z flip. Flip it right. So we're going to need positive 90. Oh, whoops. Nope, we got to flip it the other way. Negative 90. Perfect. There we go. So we're going to bring it up to the hand. Make sure it's the right size. That looks perfect in size, actually. So I think we did a pretty good job on that. So just get it as close to perfect as you possibly can get it. So just kind of seat it in the hand how you can. And you will be making adjustments later for where the gun is, like rotation and stuff like that. Also be aware that a lot of the makers of these like guns and stuff, they would like for people to give, I don't know what you want to call it. I might have to bring this gun back just a little tad bit. There we go. Now it's in the palm of her hand. They want like credit, and I will give them credit because they do such a good job on these models. I just need to find where this guy's was. This guy, Ruben Serrano or whatever. He didn't ask for it. He just asked for a like, and I gave him a like. And he did a good job on this model. I just had to throw it into Blender to get rid of that, and a few other lighting things that we don't need. But other than that, that's his little segment there. We'll just kind of plop out of there. Also, we need to do a texturing to the gun, which I will gladly do right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make create and go to material gun. Just going to do that as the name. And then we're going to go find the color that we want, which is probably more or less a gunmetal gray. And I think there's a way, if I'm positive about this one, you can do a metallic color. And then once you got the metallic finish on that, it'll be nice and shiny. So we're going to go ahead and click on it. Give it a nice, boom, metallic finish. We're going to also put that on the magazine well. There's actually a lot more parts to this than I thought there would be, but that is fine by me. Doesn't really hurt me too much to have to go through and redo these. And I think what we'll do for the little red dot sight, or the reflex sight as people call it, I think what we'll do is we're going to just basically go ahead and do just a black, straight black, or I think it's a lighter gray, isn't it? Yeah, so you know what, we'll do a lighter gray this time. Let's see, Roblox is trying to have me play games, and I don't want to play games. Live dashboard, we'll bring up the pop-out chat, because I don't know if you guys are ever messaging me or not, so we'll go ahead and create another material, and then we're just going to do a regular gray, like a matte gray, probably like a lighter matte gray, and that'll be fine. We don't need it to be metallic or anything. That's only a little darker. We kind of want something like that. And drag and drop. Perfect. Now we got a little sight on the gun. And I know that this little tab right there. Gun. Click. There we go. So now we got the gun basically all readied up. I think we could probably make this sight just a tiny bit larger, just to kind of help with scaling a little bit. I think that's good. What about you guys? Yeah, that looks about right. It looks looks like it's rolling to one side a little bit there. So what we'll do is we'll just bring it up a tad bit. There we go. Perfect, perfect. That looks about right. So now that the gun's in the person's hand and has been modded to itself, what we're going to do is we are going to attach this to the person's right hand. So what you're going to go to is you're going to go to Mixamo, Morig, or whatever, hips. You're going to bring it down. You're going to go to spine, spine 1, spine 2. Then you're going to go to right shoulder, right arm, right forearm, right hand. Once you have right hand, you're going to take the gun and you're going to drag it under right hand. Not the index, just the right hand. So now you have the 9mm C1 underneath the hand. So now they're attached to each other. So if you were to go in a game with this already done, you would just wave it around like there's nothing, like it's there. And basically what we're going to be doing now, excuse me. Now that that's finished, what we're going to do is we are going to make a copy of this character, or of Frost. We're going to make a duplicate. Then we're going to bring the duplicate forward a bit, and then hide the original. Once you've hid the original, we're going to go and this is where the animation part comes into handy, or comes in. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to animation. You're going to go to create. You're going to find you're going to make this new animation. And it's going to be under, this is just under assets, I believe. Yeah. So the animation we're going to call is C1. Because you can put multiple animations onto this character and you don't want them to be named the same thing. So now we're in. You're going to add property. First of all, you're going to have to go into your Mixamo Morage again. And then you're going to go down to spine, spine 1, whoop, spine 1, spine 2. Come on, spine 2. Right shoulder, right arm, right forearm, right hand. You're going to see the subfizzle or subfuse. Basically, what you're going to do is once you've opened this for the gun, you're going to click Set as Active. Now that it's set as active, you come over to here to 1 minute or 1 second. I don't know what it is. You delete it. It's going to bring him down into this really weird. It's going to bring her down into this really weird form, but don't worry about it too much. So now we are ready to start moving and positioning the gun properly. So it actually looks like she's holding it instead of it just floating in her hand. So one thing that I don't like about having to do all this is, other than the fact that you can already tell like it's really weird and it's out of whack kind of looking thing, is that you have to go to add property. You're going to go to animator, and then you have to find the right hand settings. You're going to want every right hand settings in here. And that takes up a lot of time just going and clicking them all and whatnot. And I have no idea how to just be like, okay, added, done, get her done, got it, done. But I don't know how to do that. And if you guys have an idea on how to do that, I would really like to know. So we're going to just go ahead and click through all these. This is not bigger. I want this bigger so the add properties thing just doesn't want to show me the add section. I'm just gonna go quiet for a little bit here while I go ahead and download or put all these in. Okay, we finally got them all in. Good grief, there's a lot, and I wish there was an easier way. either way. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure that this gun is positioned properly to get the best out of the model. So it looks like the gun is like slightly too big, so I think I'll have to do the scaling a little bit here just to make sure that it's not too big. I think that's perfect right there. Whoa. Yeah, that looks perfect to me. So it's already in between the thumb. I'll have to bring down the thumb a little bit. So what you do is you go in here, and then I'm going to go to thumb spread because that's what we need to do. See the numbers on here. If you mess with the numbers, you can see where it's going. So I'm going to do it -1. Maybe not a -1 completely, but as you can tell, it's really hard to control exactly where I'm looking. So 0.5. Yeah, I think 0.5 will work. And then I'm going to go to my regular thumb spread, -0.2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to look at it, see how it's looking. Looking pretty good so far. And I think I might leave it like that. And then we're going to do the index. We're going to have to do maybe a 1. Yeah, there we go. No, actually, you know what? We'll do 0.65. Yeah, I think a 6 will work. Because her finger's now in the trigger, which is perfect. Or on the trigger. Now we just need to go to the rest of the fingers. For some odd reason, the guy that was messing around, the guy I watched do this was messing around with way much more than I feel like he really needed to get the models that he had to work. Well, I'm just saying for the gun stuff at least. I think come on. There we go. I think what I'm going to do is for the index number 3, I'm going to bring it out just a tad bit. 0.5. Maybe I have to bring out number 2 a little bit too. 0. There we go. Perfect. Now it's not. Come on, 0. No, this one's going to be negative. Negative 0.32. Perfect. Now we're going to do the pinky. Pinky's always the weirdest one for some reason. Oh, nope, not that little. There we go. We're going to do a 2. Oh, wow, that's backwards. 0, 2, no, 1. Okay. 1.1.2. Okay, 1.2 works on that. And then we're going to go here, animator, right hand. Okay, I forgot negatives. Negative. That's too far, so we're going to do 0.4, 0.1. 0.2 works. Then we're going to do a negative 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 7 will work the best. And then I'm not going to worry about the spread too much. Then we're going to go to the middle finger. We're going to go -1. Okay, -0.8. It's too much. I think we may have to try to lift this one up a little bit. Because the middle finger is not very happy today. -1? No, need +1. I think 1 will work for that. We just need to work with the, I think what we'll do is we'll do a 7. Yeah, 6 will work. And then we'll do this one, -2. No, nope, 1. Do a 0.7, 0.6, 4. Yeah, we'll do a 4. And then a -1. Our finger kind of goes through that, so we're going to do 0.765. 5 looks like it works the best. Then we're going to do the ring finger. Right hand ring, 1 stretched. Ratata. I think 1 worked actually really well for that one. Yeah, 1 actually worked perfect for that. I don't think well, yeah, I might want to, but I'm trying to figure out, because look at the fingers, they're kind of gapped right now, so I think the middle will actually work on the middle a little bit here. I have to start from the second one. There we go. Don't want it floating. It's not what we're meant to do. Then we're going to come down to... Oh, that was the... Did I just screw with the pinky? I swear I just screwed with the middle instead of the pinky. Oh well. We're going to go to the ring finger now. I think number 2 is where we're messing with. Mess with -1. 2. There we go. I think that's a little bit too far, so we're going to do 0.5, 6. 6 looks fine. And now, as you can tell, she looks like she's actually holding the gun in her hand instead of having it floating everywhere. So now what we're going to do is so once the gun is finished and in the hand of the operator, we're going to go up to the very top, click this, Control C, go over to, we're going to have to come down in here, go over to, animation, number 1, and paste. So Control V. Now, everything's there. Perfect. It's exactly where it needs to be. So now, C1 is done. And it's perfect. It's ready to go. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go to Project, go to Assets. You see there's C1, and then there's a little tracking thing here. What we're going to do is we're going to go into VRC SDK. And then you're going to go to Examples, Sample Assets, Animation, and then Custom Override. Drag the custom override into Assets, and then it'll say, yeah, and then you go to your custom override right here, click it, and then you'll see there's a lot of different things that you can edit, like there's animation clips for emotes that you can have different, like for the different gestures that you can make using the pad. So right now we're currently not even in Frost 2, but what we'll do, or we're in Frost 1 technically, which is the animated model. So we're going to take C1 and we're going to throw it, oh, excuse me, sir, custom override. We're going to take C1 and I think we're going to put it in the handgun 1. So all you have to do is push that back on the D-pad and it will pop up. So now that that is done, we need to make sure that the models are in the same exact position and are the same exact scale for number 1. Boop. Okay, so this is the kind of tricky-ish part. So I'm going to minimize that a little bit. Bring up the first one, and then where is it? We got to open up the parts. So right shoulder, right hand. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth between this one and the other one, copying and pasting into, into each one so they are finished. Copy, paste. And you might be thinking to yourself, how is that going to work? The character is way below. Isn't the gun just going to shoot down to where that position is? No, actually, it is keeping the tracking of where the gun is in the person's hand, or in relevance to the person's hand, and not where the the gun is in its own space. So you don't have to worry about it like moving down to where your other gun is. Go on. Copy. Paste. And then paste. And then what I like to do is I kind of click back between them, making sure there's no changes. And perfect. Now it's in the spot that it's supposed to be on the model. So now what you can do is you can go ahead and click on the Frost 1 or whatever you decided to name it, and then make it invisible. You may go to VR chat and be like, okay, we're way over our limit for how many polygons we should have. What am I supposed to do? Well, as I tried to tell you guys in the other video, which obviously didn't happen, what you do, well, let me throw the custom override in the new Frost. Basically, all you do is you take the custom override, and then if you're doing standing animation, you just throw it in standing animation, and custom override empty will go right in. And then it's perfect and ready to go technically. What you got to do for the gun, all you do, click on it, make it go invisible. The thing won't really register it as a part of the model, so now you're back to 1800. And another thing with this way of doing the gun is, first of all, let's make sure it works, because I've done it a few times, but I had to do it with a video each time. So if I got this right, I'm gonna be so happy right now. So we're gonna jump over to VR chat. I need to throw my headset back into the turn it back on at least. Not. So now we're just gonna minimize this, and then as you can tell, she's here. She's single and ready to mingle, boys. So get on it. Just kidding. So it's really that simple. If you take the time and do it, I'm going to save the project. Then we also have to send it back through the editor. Obviously, we have to send it through. Let me make sure that it didn't make any changes to itself while the saving phase. Looks like it's in the same position still. Now we go back to VRChat SDK, show build control panel, and then build and publish. This will save over your original save, by the way. So if you liked having a Frost without, if you liked having the Frost without the, like the gun or anything, and you just wanted it to stay normal or whatever, you could do that. You could be like, okay, well, I want one and the other. You're just gonna need to make a separate Unity, or a separate Unity piece for that one, instead of like, I don't even know what I should say, but because I'm losing my mind here. Okay, Frost with her gun. Like I was trying to say in the other video, and I don't know if it picked it up or not, but I like to, in the description, once she has the gun, or once that player model actually has the gun, I'll write in the description that they have a gun. They have the gun. And then I'll upload it. It takes a little while to upload to the actual game itself. It looks like we've been doing this for about 30 minutes now. Not bad, actually. People have like 16-minute videos on it because they're super fast at it. I'm not that fast at it, but heck, I'd do it for the funsies. We're going to get VR rolling here. I'm going to switch all my audio over. That's why it didn't work last time. So I'm going to click on VR. And come on. Yeah, okay. So VR is not responsive, but controllers aren't on yet. So perfect. Controllers are now on. VR chat is ready. Just waiting for the files to load. I'll switch all my audio and stuff over to the headset. Okay, so now we have the other microphone, and I know it's a little bit loud. I'm sorry. That's just how the microphone is. It's really weird. Um, but basically, other than us working with, I might actually make another video on how to do the siege models because it didn't work last time, or didn't have any audio, and I'm really upset about that actually. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna test the model out, make sure that the gun is actually spawning properly with the proper gesture. Make sure my microphone is on my mouth because I knew that was like a little bit of an issue earlier. So once it's all done, which it should be in here in a second, we'll jump right in and pound her out, get her done. Uh, Make sure that that gun is working. If it's not, I'll go around and troubleshoot it. But the way I did it, it should work. Okay, it is ready. Let's go ahead and get into the game. You guys might not be able to see me when I move around sometimes, but the idea is not to be watching what I'm doing, it's to be watching what in-game is doing. So, hopefully, if I did this correctly, the gun should spawn when I do the gesture with that model. Okay. Oh, I have my hands on backwards. Oh, my hand. I know there's one person in here that really wants this model, so I will show him the model here in a second if I can find him. Okay, here's Frost. Okay, waiting for her to load. There's her gun. It worked. Perfect. You can hold the gun, aim down the sight. It doesn't really work. It doesn't have like a little green thing, but it's there. It looks really good for holding wise, at least. It looks like she's actually holding the gun. Pop it. You can like pop it away, or you could hold down. You can look at it, but that's her gun in the game. Let's go over and see what my friend, if he's even on, thinks about the model working. There he is. Let's try and go and say hi. This might take a little bit here, but we'll go over and see how he likes his new his Frost model, because I know he said that he really wanted it with the gun part like already attached, and the only thing is that he's gonna have to give me his um, like user info to for me to actually import this character
into his game, but I wouldn't go and like steal information and stuff. I won't save the information or anything. I won't record it. I won't do anything with it. Um, but I was gonna say I could just send him the Unity files that are finished, so it just makes it easy on him to install. But it looks like we're almost here. Oh, good grief. What? I did it. Hmm. Anyways, guys. Oh, good God. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the rest of this tutorial. I am going to. Oh my God. Ah! Come on. Fix itself. Okay, I need to leave this server. I just wanted to show him and see what his reaction was. He said the face looks crappier for some reason, but it's the same face that I had earlier for when I showed him. Anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you. If it did, leave a like and comment, and don't forget to hit that bell notification and subscribe. Peace out, guys.